So you want to study fast. Like so fast it makes your classmates suspicious. Not just cram the night before fast. I'm talking about study 1/10 of the time and still crush the exam fast. The kind of studying that feels illegal because no one taught it in school. Which is kind of wild considering school is where studying is supposed to happen. But here's the twist. Studying fast is easy. You just have to stop studying the way you've been taught. Because most of what you've learned about learning is, well, wrong step one. Stop studying like you're filming a TikTok aesthetic reel. Here's how most people study. They open 12 tabs. They light a candle. They spend 20 minutes choosing a lo-fi playlist. They highlight every sentence in orange, then go back and highlight it all again in pink. They write a to-do list titled Study Session Number 1, and then take a break for snacks. Let me be clear, this is cosplay. You're not studying, you're performing productivity. Real studying? It's messy, it's fast. It looks like scribbled notes, talking to yourself, repeating stuff out loud, pausing videos every 30 seconds to yell, "Wait, what did that mean?" If your notes don't look like a madman's diary, you're doing it too slow. Step 2. Figure out what you actually need to know. Here's a little known fact. You don't have to know everything. You just need to know what you're going to be tested on. Ask your teacher what the key topics are. Check the syllabus. Yes, that PDF you ignored all semester. Look at past papers or old quizzes. Google most common questions on topic exam. You're not being lazy, you're being strategic. Studying fast means aiming for the 80-20 rule. 80% of your results come from 20% of the material. So stop treating all topics like they're equal. You don't study everything. You study the important stuff fast. Step 3. Active recall is the cheat code, except it's not cheating. Let's say you're reading about photosynthesis. Here's what most people do. Read it, nod, highlight it, read it again, get bored. Open Instagram. Here's what you do instead. 1. Read a paragraph. 2. Cover it. 3. Ask yourself, what did I just learn? 4th. Say the answer out loud. Check if you were right. This is called active recall. It forces your brain to pull the information out instead of just soaking it in like a sponge. Because guess what? You don't get points for recognizing the answer. You get points for producing it. Step 4. Pomodoro, but make it illegal. You've probably heard of the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes focus, 5 minutes break. It works. But here's the upgraded turbocharged version. 1. First Pomodoro equals review yesterday's material. Second Pomodoro equals learn new content. Third Pomodoro equals quiz yourself. Fourth Pomodoro equals practice questions. Each cycle has a purpose. You're not just reading, you're attacking the material from every angle. During breaks, don't scroll. Instead, get water, walk, stretch. Do push-ups. Your brain might be dumb, but at least your arms won't be. Step 5. Energy greater than time. You don't need more hours, you need better energy. Studying for 6 hours when you're tired is like typing with mittens on. What helps? Drink water with lemon or salt? Yes, really. Keep the room cool, cool air boosts focus. Remove background noise, unless lo-fi truly works for you. Eat light meals. Heavy food makes you sleepy. Study during your natural peak for most people, 9 to 11 a.m. or 4 to 6 p.m. And yes, get sleep. No amount of caffeine will save you from a fried hippocampus. Step 6. Practice questions, the forbidden fruit of real learning practice. Questions feel scary. They make you realize what you don't know. That's why most people avoid them, but that's also why they work. Questions simulate the real thing. The exam, the essay, the oral test. So the more questions you do, the more your brain gets trained for performance. Think of it like this. Reading, estamos watching someone do push-ups. Practice questions equals doing the push-ups yourself. Which one builds muscle? Exactly. Step 7. Teach it to your dog, or a chair, or a camera. The moment you can explain something simply, you own it. Grab a chair and explain the Pythagorean theorem. Pretend your cat asked you about photosynthesis. Film yourself talking about supply and demand. Sounds weird? Maybe. But your brain loves this. It turns abstract knowledge into real, usable language. Also, it's free therapy, because halfway through explaining what a mitochondrion is, you'll realize you don't actually know what it is. And that's good. That's progress. Step 8. Build a knowledge stack. Instead of studying for one class at a time, connect the dots. Learning about the Cold War and history? Pair it with nuclear physics. Studying economics? Read news about inflation. The more context you add, the more sticky your knowledge becomes. Learning isn't about memorizing isolated facts, it's about building a world inside your head where everything makes sense together. And once your brain gets addicted to that feeling of connection, you'll start studying without even trying. Step 9. Burn your notes after you turn them into flashcards. Rewriting your notes is slow. You already wrote them once. You don't need to recopy them like it's 1853. What you do need is digital flashcards, Anki, Quizlet, etc. One-liner questions based on your notes. Spaced repetition, review hard stuff more often. And yes, you can make flashcards after you've studied. The act of turning your notes into questions is studying by itself. Then, and only then, can you burn your notes like a badass academic vigilante. Just don't set off the smoke alarm. Step 10. Use blur moments as study signals. You know that moment when you're reading something and your eyes glaze over? That's not failure. That's a signal. It means this topic is important. This is where others will also get stuck. If you understand this part, you'll be ahead. So what do? First, pause. 2. Google it. 3. Watch a short video. 5. Summarize it in your own words. 5. Move on. You've just turned confusion into a learning jackpot. Bonus tip. Make it a game. Studying fast is easier when it feels like a challenge, not a chore. Try this. Set a timer. Try to finish 20 questions in 15 minutes. Compete with a friend. Winner buys snacks. Reward yourself for streaks, but not with 4 hours of Netflix. Use dice, cards, or randomizers to quiz yourself in unexpected order. The goal isn't to grind, the goal is to outsmart the grind. Final thoughts. Fast isn't fake. If you study fast, people will say, you probably have a photographic memory. You're just lucky. You don't even try that hard. But they're wrong. You're just studying with intention. You're using techniques that work. You're skipping the fluff, the rituals, the nonsense. And that's what makes it feel illegal. But it's not. It's just smarter.